I'm Layla Zeller, PhD candidate in
You
anthropology.
both suck.
Hi, my name is Corey Hernai. I am a PhD student at the English department in UWM, Plan C, and I'm playing Taratha, the Div Whiz.
Oh yeah, I'm Tali, cleric.
And I'm last today. I'm Kelly Breivik, PhD student at UWM, and I am the Dungeon Master. We are currently Ericless today, but he has told me what to do with Willow, and the instructions were murder her. I mean, that's not what he said, but that's what I, as a DM, heard when a
He
player,
said, if you murder her, it's cool.
which means
You know?
murder.
Murder.
Also, just footnote, Ericless sounds like it'd be a great, like, 90s acoustic breakup album
Oh
title.
my
It would.
god.
Ericless? Oh
Holy
man.
shit.
Damn.
I'm mad
Yes.
now.
Can you make that album, please?
I mean, theoretically,
It
yes. Also, Eric can make that album
should be a
because
project.
he too is a musician.
Mm,
So, while I set up the map, what happened last year?
I don't know.
Trials.
Did we play last week? We're in battle, right?
We did play
Yeah,
last
we're in,
week.
we're in the middle of combat. I know, it's weird. Weeks feel both too long and too short. It's strange. The COVID paradox, the time paradox, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
So we had as we typically do, we had group strife. Um,
Yes.
and so our newest
That was the
companion,
thing.
Anya, is just like,
Oh. Is
fuck
she a
no, bitches.
companion or is she just like a person that happens to be the fuck around?
Yeah, good point. New person that we're in like at least the periphery of. Anya's just like, I don't want to be going to this lost like civilization with you. You guys are ruining my image. It was actually kind of Mean Girlsy. Like she
It
kind of like
was
pulled out a
You
receipt
can't
for
super
her.
sit with
fucking Mean
us.
Girlsy.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's weird. Like she's like having this like whole like moral cultural high ground, but it's literally just Mean Girls. Um.
Yeah. She's like,
So
I have this cultural thing, but also your cultural thing doesn't matter. So
Clearly.
which
that
is
was
also
super
literally
fun.
Mean Girls.
Yeah,
Like the way they like treated like
for
Africa
sure.
and that kind of imperialism stuff. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the anthropological like dimensions of Mean Girls is not something that's often talked about, but I think it should. I don't know. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there.
I kind of want to write a blog post now though for a serious play, like aligning what just happened to also Mean Girls and the cultural anthropological lens of that. Like that would be
Right?
hilarity. Anyway,
Like,
continuing on.
because like Katie's character is entirely constructed around cultural anthropology.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah.
White girl grew up in Africa because of her parents' job, which is already like a weird class like dimension. Um, but then she's like semi otherized,
Hmm.
and the way that she kind of like views the world is like, there's many parts where it breaks out into like savagery, like acting out like animals as a way is like,
Mm,
because that's how she like remembers her old life. Like this is what it was like in Africa.
right.
Um,
Hmm.
Well, anyways, we're not here to talk about Mean Girls. That just became the cultural reference point in which both Gen X, Millennials, and Zoomers all understand.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
thank you all, Tina Fey. Um, anyways, hi. So Anya, Regina George, off two of us, Holly and Taratha. And
Which
so we're
is
like,
funny because, let's be real, Taratha really is the Regina George in most situations.
yeah, which makes Anya Katie, and Katie's awful. Like Regina George sucks, but like Katie takes it to a new level. Like she does Regina George better or worse than Regina George actually did. So
And the Tolly gets the short end of that stick, no matter how you cut it. So that's
yeah,
fun.
can't win,
She's
can't win.
Gretchen Wieners. Enough for Gretchen
She
Wieners,
is.
bye.
Oh my
Sorry.
god. Yeah, so we got up there, we were very respectful, okay?
You
Me and
were.
Taratha
Incredibly
were
respectful.
super
Absolutely.
fucking respectful, for the record, which was our plan the entire time. But whatever.
Yeah.
Fine, cool. And they were like, turn around and go get those assholes who didn't want to come with you, please. So we were like, well, fuck. And they had to turn the fuck around and go get the assholes to bring them over to the Ashina clan and be like, hey. And then Willow, of all people, was the disrespectful
I
one,
know.
which was hilarious. Like, Taratha made the call to just be super blunt and super honest when we were up there the first time.
Yeah.
Cause like Tolly was like, I don't know, bad at lying, so just gonna let Taratha take that question. Then Taratha did the cool thing. It was just like super, super honest about it. And Tolly like probably like visually like let out a breath of relief that Taratha was just going with the truth.
Like, I, as the
But
DM,
anyway.
like, I mean, that conversation could have gone very differently, and Taratha just, like, just perfect diplomat, like, explained it and, like, was
Yeah.
able to explain, I was sent by an archdevil, but don't worry, it's okay. To,
Managed to do that so well. Thank you, Taratha. Jesus.
It's like
Um,
she's a diplomat by trade.
I don't, but then
it's almost like that's her job.
it was also hysterical to me because, like, I mean, I knew that Willow was gonna be a pill at some point, but I wasn't expecting it right then. And when Willow was stubborn, I'm like, there's no redemption for Anya at this point because, you know, she was harping on y'all, and now her best friend, or not best friend, but like the person she was buddy buddy with, just, I was like, all right, I'm not even gonna try anymore.
That irony was not lost
Oh
on
man.
Ollie, by the way.
It was
Like,
so
and
good.
then for fucking Anya to be like, I don't know, y'all want me to stay? Tolly was just like, what the fuck are you asking? Get the fuck out of here and go inside that fucking city, you fucking bitch. Jesus.
I mean, she was trying to be nice, but
She did a 180 and then was like, I don't know, should I be a good person? And Tolly was like, no.
well, when
Why?
Willow pulled that, she's like, shit, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I could lend them a hand, and that's why she did that.
Tolly doesn't do any of this like turn around and be
Oh yeah.
cool thing. Like, bitch, 1 second. Oh, guess I was wrong. Now I'm gonna try to make up for it. Nah. If
Oh
you're gonna
yeah.
be a bitch, be a bitch. Like,
No, but
she's
I
like, if you're
love
gonna do it,
that.
you gotta go full bore.
Cause it's so,
Like,
it's like when people, and not necessarily like who are like, you know, abusers, but when people are just like an asshole to you, and they're like, wow, I was actually really an asshole, and they're expecting you to accept their apology by default, and they are
right.
taken aback when you don't. Like, I love that
Yep.
shit.
Yeah, no, like Atali does not do that. She's like, you gotta know who you are, you gotta stick by everything that you say, and once you fucking say it, it's you fucking said it. Like, you can't, like, you just
Also,
gotta
just like
keep
her
going.
way of apology was like basically kind of pity. Just like, well, I'll help. Like we needed help in a
Oh yeah.
weird way.
Right.
Like the obligated this like obligation to stay. And it's like, no, fuck you.
Right. Also, yeah, Tolly was like, I'm not gonna owe you a damn thing. Like, you think you're gonna come in here and then like do the US thing of like, whoop, we won that war. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, nah, man, we're France. We were in the trenches the entire time. Like, um, yeah, that's
I love it. I love the salt.
that's where
Please keep it
Tolly's coming
coming.
from. Oh yeah, Tolly is now even more salty. You'd think that she would get less salty after she got rid of the death god, but nope. She
Mm.
she is,
No.
she is in she is in fact more salty. Um
Which actually works perfectly because Mephistopheles is like the salty archdevil, because he's not ninth level, he's eighth level. So he's like right, like almost at the top of the pyramid or bottom of the pyramid.
mm,
If we're thinking
Mm.
about hell is below us, but not the top dog or not the bottom dog. So he's kind of salty
right,
about that. He's super salty about that.
right. So I guess it makes sense she like takes on the, I don't know, some of the
Saltwater.
stuff of whoever she's following, and right now it's fucking saltwater. Yeah. It's cool.
Mm.
I am the sea. It's all good. Anyway, so then they were like, you have to do these trials. Mer, there will be no breaks. Mer, you're gonna probably fail. Mer. We were like, okay, whatever. And then we murked the first bit, with a nice fun daylight spell and some like killer fucking hits from other people, which I don't remember. Sorry.
Wait.
And Oh yeah, no, we had the web. Taratha
Oh yeah, that was the
and
I as the DM
Willow.
loved and hated it.
Like that was Taratha cast web at the very end to kill the last thing, and then Willow used Sentinel of Feet to keep it in the web, which was like this super killer combo there at the end. Um, See, this is why Willow needs to stick around because we're finally getting to the point where we're like being cool in battle together, like, and actually playing off each other. So we need to keep doing that. Um, yeah, and then now we have two fire elementals and giant.
It is a guardian naga, a large monstrosity with that looks like it's green with a tan belly, and it's got like a cobra back, and she is ready.
Cool. So are we?
And the only way
Huh.
that you are able to tell that it is a she is that she is referred to as such. There's no snake titties on her, is what I'm saying.
No snake titties. I could roll nature. So like, what
Christ.
gender can I assign to this fucking lizard right now?
God.
Um,
But anyway,
sorry.
what I was going to say is you can position yourselves differently because as they're being conjured, you could reposition where you are all at. And as a reminder, there was a bright flash at the start of the round, and you all survived it this one, but you imagine that it was a very bright flash, so you might be blinded if you were to fail the particular throw.
Okay, so I have a question about fog cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That would be a
can
very clever thing. And what I would say is, it could give you +2 or advantage on your save, whichever one you prefer, or who's ever within it.
Okay, so I actually have so my question about fog cloud
Mm-hmm.
is it's 120 feet well no, range is 120 feet.
Yeah.
20-foot radius sphere, so it's 40 feet across. Centered on a point within range. Um if I cast it above us, would it still give us cover?
I would
Like
say
in terms
yes.
of
Like
like getting a shadow?
that's where you would get the +2 or the advantage, but I want it to be decided before you cast it because you're still going to get the flash from all around because this is a very large arena, but because
Right,
it's
right.
cast like over you, you're not getting the
Right.
full brunt of it.
Cool. Yeah, so I think I just wanted before we got into rounds that was gonna I'm gonna go with advantage because that's way better than the +2. So
Sounds good. Um what was I going to say? Yeah, I'll let you do that. If you want to do a buff thing, you can do it. It's just I don't want like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cast banishment on the thing, while it's being formed. But Taratha,
No, yeah.
if you had a buff that you wanted to do in the meantime, you can also do that.
I'm gonna cast banishment on the thing before it
No,
fully forms.
no, get fucked. Do you have a buff that you want to do? Another
Um.
bless speed, maybe?
Uh. Yeah. Let's throw bless speed out there. Let's do that.
Okay, sounds good. And are any of you moving?
yeah,
Um.
for sure.
Can you show us where they're forming? Oh yeah, we're down here and then up
5, 10,
there.
50, 20,
So we
25, 30,
have the
35,
fire
40.
elementals are up front, right? That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Could you just zoom in so we can?
they are currently 50 and 60 feet away from y'all.
Okay,
If
60 is
you
fine. I'm okay where I'm at.
All right.
okay.
So I'm gonna cast the fog cloud above them at second level, so it's 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'm gonna move up to 10 feet before. FE1.
Oh. And you know what? I know
Like,
that Willow would also go up, so.
yeah, we need to stay within 60 feet of each other at all times, so
Okay.
there's also that.
Sounds good. All right. So first up is the Flash, and as you all survive it, but very quickly, Tali casts Fog Cloud to grant her teammates advantage on this. And then next up is the Guardian Naga, who, excuse me, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's just going to stay there for now. And Taratha, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, fuck.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's dope. That's a 19. Suck it, you son of a bitch.
Ah, baby.
You feel her start to cast the spell that you did on one of the Deep Crows last time, and for a moment you feel yourself getting sucked to another plane of existence, but you very quickly, just throw her spell off of you. And it is now Fire Elemental 1's turn. Give me one moment.
Quick question about these fire elementals.
Yes.
Are they native to the elemental plane?
Ah,
So these ones, no, because they are. It's all like conjuration. They're not like real fire elementals. Does that make sense?
No, that makes absolute sense. Absolute bullshit, but
No,
sense.
no, no, no. I was very clear that the Deep Crows last time were also conjured things, and it's very important because, spoiler alert, your true sight is going to come in handy in Trial 3. So.
No, I'm not saying what you have done was bullshit. This is Taratha saying the situation is bullshit.
Nice. Yeah, because, like, your true sight, I forget what the range is.
120.
Okay. Yeah, your true sight is letting you know that, like, yeah, these have the form of a fire elemental, but they're, like, a conjured thing, not something that was pulled from another plane. And I know that you've been waiting for this all week, Tali, but they are going to make 2 attacks at you. Can you tell me what happens at each attack? Because if it's bad, they might do something different on the second attack.
yeah, so for each attack, they take 1d10 damage.
What kind?
Uh, uh, water/cold.
Okay, sounds good.
Um, and what does resistance in 5e look like again?
That's half damage.
Okay, cool. So just as a reminder, me and Willow are currently linked. So just because you're running her,
Fuck.
she should only take half the damage, and I should get the other half.
Yep. That's gonna be annoying.
Yeah,
but I got it.
It is. I just wanted to make
No.
sure that's how it was being counted.
Yep.
And then also right now I have resistance to fire damage. So if they're hitting me with fire, that's gonna be super cool.
Sounds good. I will take all of that in mind. And what I am going now, do you have a regular is it a spell that's giving you resistance to fire damage, or is it
It's
racial?
a shield. It's the shield that I have.
Okay. Then what I'm going to say is that will still count for, because I let Willow have her psychic damage because that's a racial thing. I'm going to let you also have the fire damage. It's just if it was created by a spell, then I would say that you're not stacking your resistances. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. So Willow doesn't take half my damage either. Just so we're
Correct.
clear. I take half of hers. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So wait. If she takes fire damage, I will take half of what? Half of the half? Is that what we're saying?
Tali will take half of the half because hers is not.
Willow obviously not, but like yeah. Okay, we're on the same page.
Yep.
I got this.
All right. So, they are going to make 2 attacks. That will be a 24 and a 14. I imagine only
hits.
One of those hits. So give me 1 second. you. Okay, wow, that's a 2 and a 1. So you both take 1 damage because that's what happens. From that one attack, which was
Wait,
pitiful as shit.
hold on. Who both?
Oh wait, no,
Who's
plus
both of
3.
us?
Sorry, you and Willow. So sorry, that was 6.
Why is Willow
So,
taking the damage?
cause you're.
No, I take half of her damage. She doesn't take my damage.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's backwards. Okay, so then, sorry, I forgot to add the plus 3. So originally it's 6 points, but now because you have resistance, it's 3 points of fire damage.
Cool.
But your clothes do catch on fire.
Awesome. Uh,
So you'll have to resolve that. In addition,
uh,
oh, go ahead.
they take 19 points.
Nice. 1 second. I just gotta mark that down. Ooh.
Can
And
my clothes catch on fire?
you're
Sorry.
absolutely wearing something flammable.
Totally.
So I'm just saying it's like your tunic or something. It's not like your armor or your shield, but some cloth thing that is on your person does ignite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says if the target is a creature or a flammable object, it ignites. And I would rather say that your clothes are on fire rather than your arm.
I mean, either or, it's the same amount of damage,
That's true.
right?
And you also feel that it is very hot. If you stay in melee range, then you are going to take some more damage. Next up is Taratha.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. What's up?
Sorry.
What do you want?
If you were caught on fire, you are automatically doused at the start of your turn by this
That
fucking
is
shield. Oh my
amazing.
god. This shield. I love it. Anyway, continuing on.
And I'm
Imagine
also
just like a sprinkler just opens up above you, like sound and all.
I thought that the shield would become like the sprinkler.
Whoosh.
Y'all remember like Crazy Daisy from like the 90s where you hook it up to your hose and it just like
Yeah.
imagining that. Now just so you know, I'll have the shield take precedence over the fire because it says that you take it at the start of your turn. But what was I gonna say? I'll say that the shield takes precedence over this fire-based attack, but you still will take damage from the heat of the creature.
Got you.
And at long last, Taratha.
Hi. I'm gonna cast Mind Spike at a 4th level at our Naga friend.
Okay.
The Wisdom save.
Sounds good. 1 second. I'm looking at that is a 21.
Cool. I'm going to drop it by 6.
Nice. And that's with it's D6 die for the audience.
Yep. And
Diviner die.
So that's going to be 48. Ooh, that's 14, 17. Damn, 25 damage. Roll Nate right there. 25 damage, and I know its location unless it goes to another plane.
Sounds good. Next up is Willow, and I am going to pull up her sheet. I'm going to say that she had already... no, she would not use the flame tongue on the fucking fire elementals. But you know what? She will use it... I'm just going to say she...
Blast is the real question.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Okay, you know what? I'm going to have her shoot Cotton Ball twice at the fire elemental. So give me 1 second. She will hit them both times for 1d10 plus 7, so 2d10 plus 14. Nice. 14 plus 14, 28 damage. I feel like I'm forgetting something because 28 seems so low for... Oh, because she has three attacks, so I'll have her blow through the last one, and she will also. That's a crit for her, if I'm not mistaken. So, 10 plus. Good roll. 19 plus 7. 1 second. All right, there we go. That sounds more like Willow. She blows 54 points of damage into this fire elemental.
There we go.
And it is not quite on death's door, but it is definitely not looking good.
Is this FE1 or FE2? Sorry.
FE1. And let's see, the fire elemental 2 saw what was going on with you, and they're not a huge fan of that, so they're gonna go after Willow instead and make 2 attacks on her.
Hey Kelly, how does it feel playing with yourself?
I don't like it. I hate it at this. Like, literally, the middle of this is like they got an 18 and a 19 on the die, so there's no way those are not hitting Willow at this point. So, 1 second.
You know, you could have given us Willow's sheet.
That's true. So 25 divided by 2. Okay. So Willow takes 12 points of damage. Tali, you take 6. As the fire elemental, what's it called? Hits her twice, puts her on fire, and now it is Tali's turn.
Hey Tali, let's see this big game.
I'm actually going to. I'm gonna, I am going to
the-
give you Willow's character sheet because I don't like this. So Bad News or Cotton Ball has only 1 shot left in it. As a
So
heads
that's
up.
3 reloaded.
Correct. But
Okay.
she has a bunch of other things. If you drop, you could drop as a free action. You can withdraw or sheath as a free action, but you cannot sheath and withdraw.
Got you. The big game is really her shield, not anything else that she does that's special.
You just had
Anyway.
You just had a sprinkler system? That was your big top?
No.
I'm up the
No.
code!
I'm sorry.
Every
I also
time
forgot.
it attacks me, it takes it 1d10 of damage. That's the cool
You
part.
take 7 half down to 3 fire damage
Amazing.
For what?
for starting your turn next to the fire elemental.
Oh, okay. Cool. This is fine. And we're gonna crit for the first attack of the day.
Amazing.
Look at that 19-20 crit range, bitches.
Give me that sweet, sweet damage.
$30 points off the top.
Dead.
Cool. And then I'm gonna move over to FE2.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's within range.
Nice.
So might as well. That's all I got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had a second attack. I'm sorry.
Nope. I'm a cleric, so I
Yep.
don't get.
I'm
I think maybe I get one at some point, but I don't have one right now for sure.
Gotcha. I do need Constitution saving throws from everyone.
Why?
As the lair lights up real bright, and you might get blinded, but you have advantage.
Oh. I have advantage? Fuck
Because
yeah. Okay,
Tali cast.
Fog cloud. That is above us.
Hey, that's gonna be a 22!
You're good.
It's a nat 20 for a 25. Today's
Oh, yeah.
the day.
Absolutely.
Good day.
Taratha.
To all those watching at home, if you are a spellcaster, take Resilient Con. It sounds super boring, and I promise you, it is super boring. But in these situations, I went from what could have been a fail to a 22.
Yup.
Anyways, what's up?
Yes, I need you to make a another charisma saving throw.
Another one. I'm not doing that. I want to counterspell it.
You will need to roll for that.
Ouch.
Okay. What is it?
It's
So
a
it's
fourth
plus
level.
my spell attack, right? So it's a four. I have to go over 14. Is it over spell attack or is it spell modifier? That's
I
something
think
I'm always
it's
confused
modifier because it's
about.
not
Let me
attack.
do this real quick.
But yeah, double check it.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. It's this casting. Make an ability check using your spell casting ability.
Yep.
So it would be my
Plus-
spell attack bonus, right?
No, it's just your
Oh, okay.
Your
So
plus
it'll be
5.
a crit, baby.
Nice. She is super pissed, and she will start advancing on you.
I'd like to think where it's one of those situations where like they started casting a spell and I did it, like I didn't even move my hand, like it's imperceptible how much I moved my hand to cast that spell, and they still think they're casting it, and they look up and there's like no magical energy in there.
Oh yeah, no, that exactly that. She knows that you did it, and that's why she she didn't see it, but you could. Her face goes from surprise to pure anger. And now it is Taratha's turn, as she comes barreling down towards you.
Wreck this bitch.
Yeah, what do I want to do? I'm so like CC focused that my unless I want to cast animate objects, my damage is very very low. But that's fine. I am going to. Am I? Would it if I moved? Would they get an attack of opportunity on me?
They would.
Oh, that's boring. Boring. Okay, I'm just gonna cast arcane missile at it. Magic missile. Sorry, not arcane missile.
Mm-hmm.
At it at a level 3. So that's going to be 5. So 5 plus 5 times 4. That's going to be 23, 4, 28.
Isn't it just
32.
5d4 plus 5 at that point?
Yes. Anyways, I think I rolled 33.
I am curious about that because.
Oh, I did it wrong. It's +1, not +4.
Yeah. Because I say, like,
I'm sorry,
max
it's going to
down.
be 15 damage.
Sounds good. And then next up is Willow, who wants to take over Willow. She is going to take some damage by being next to it, so she takes 7, half down to 3. And Tali, you take 3, half down to 1 fire damage.
She can move 60 feet, right? Or is it 30 feet?
Who?
Willow.
She can move a fuck ton. She can hit everything in this map if she wants.
Cool. I'm gonna say she's gonna go up to the Naga and hit it with the flame tongue.
Sounds good. The fire elemental takes an AOO and misses.
It's gonna be 19 to hit.
That will miss.
That sucks. Well, sorry, Willow. Tried.
I mean, she does have 3 attacks.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. Next is going to be... It's +9. It's not going to do it. This one might do it, so that's 23.
That will do it.
Okay, so that is 1d8 plus 7. So that is going to be a 14 plus 2d6. So 14, 18, 16 damage.
Okay, 1 second. Math is hard. All right. Next up is Fire Elemental 2, who is going to continue. Oh wait, Willow also takes fire from being on fire. So she takes an additional. Wow, this is 4 7s in a fucking row on this die. So have it 7 half down to 3 fire damage a second time. I say that as if you're tracking. So 1 second.
Nope.
Yeah. So I remembered what I said. So she took 3 last time, another 3 this time, and then Tali, you also take 1 point of fire damage. And now the fire elemental is going to make 2 attacks on Tali.
And reading Eric's handwriting is so much better than reading Raymond's handwriting.
I want to die when I look at his handwriting. Sorry. I feel very passionate about how much I hate Raymond's handwriting. I think it might miss both times, though, because that is a 14 and even less than that.
Yeah, it doesn't hit. But because it made a melee attack 2 times, it still does take 13
Does
points of
it?
damage.
I think it has to be on a hit.
Oh. No, you're right. Sorry.
All right. It is your turn, though.
I read melee attack within 5 feet of me, and that's...
Gotcha. And I actually,
Sorry.
just so you know, I forgot to do the damage, so I'm not going to roll damage, but every time you hit it, because you did hit that last time, you should have taken damage, but you felt it. We'll just say that you shook it off, but just so you know.
Cool. Cool.
What do you do?
Oh, shit, it's my turn. Ha! Lols. Guardian of Faith? Do we feel like it's worth casting right now on the Naga, or no?
No, I think this Naga. I mean, once this fire elemental's down, we just take care of this Naga. I mean, I'm gonna keep casting, counter spell until I'm blue in the face. So.
Y'all, I just want to say that this is the 3rd crit of the day.
Holy shit!
I've gotten 2 nat 20s. I haven't rolled below a 15 on anything so far, and this is the 3rd crit of the day.
Good lord.
I wish there was a camera that would just show you all.
I mean, I believe you, but good lord.
The insanity. I don't think this has ever happened to me, actually. Like, this many crits in a row. I don't, well, I don't know. That's actually true. Anyway, those are D10s. I'm not gonna roll those. Ha, well. 30 again. Right on
nice. All right. I mean, that's the first damage it's taken. You do take... I want to throw this dice out. It is 7 every time I've rolled it.
Don't throw it out.
But you take 3 fire damage.
Okay. What die are you rolling?
D10.
Okay.
Like it's not that bad. It's not a bad roll, but it is just the same roll every time. And of course, now that I'm rolling it multiple times, I'm getting non 7s. But it's just every time I roll it anyway.
I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot to bless.
Oh shit.
Rip.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, you can miss twice. That's fine.
I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw with advantage as the dome lights up brightly again.
18.
You are good.
21.
You are good. The Guardian Naga is tired of your shenanigans, Taratha, and it kind of shoots out and bites you. And it is a 26 to hit.
Jesus.
Cool. I'm going to take that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm then going to use my reaction instead to disappear 30 feet away with my cloak.
You can do that. I also need a Constitution saving throw.
It's a reaction to being hit and taking damage. So
yes.
Constitution saving throw is going to be a 23.
Okay. Give me 1 second. So from the bite, you take... Math is hard. 7 points of piercing damage. From the poison of the of the bite, you take half damage, and that half damage is 25 points of poison damage. And are you looking to teleport 30 feet back?
Yeah,
or...
take me near the carts or wherever. Yeah,
Okay.
30 feet in that direction.
You got it. All right. So that happens. Next up, it is your turn.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
She was trying so hard to just get you out of the fight, but you would not let her.
No.
And you watch the tongue, do that little flicker thing out.
I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at a 4th level at it.
Sounds good. Yeah, she does have a high AC.
Math is hard. It doesn't matter. It's Magic Missile.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it's a good move.
So that...
And I forgot to mention this. Sorry. Every time it's her turn, she just looks a little bit healthier. Just a little.
I rolled really high, so this is going to be 27 for Magic Missile.
One second. Sorry, math. I agree. It's hard. Alright, so next up, we do have Willow.
Does Willow still have an action surge?
She does.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm going to attack.
And I believe one fighting spirit left as well.
And that gives advantage, right?
Correct. So if she wants to wreck, I would recommend pairing those two up.
Yeah, let's do activate the fighting spirit. Wow, this is gonna be really fun. Okay, okay, that's gonna be over 20 on the first hit.
Yep.
That doesn't crit. Second hit. That would have been a 1. That's
the AC's, just so you know, the AC is 21, if that helps.
Okay. That's gonna be 22 on the second hit.
Mm-hmm.
Third hit. It's gonna be over 20. Okay, that's all 3 are going to hit.
Sounds good.
It's going to be, so that's going to be 3d8. That's very low. 6, 8 plus 46, so that's 8 damage baseline. One more d6. Where are they? A rogue. So that's 6, 12, 15, 17, 18, 22 damage. And then I'm going to, God, that was so low. And then I'm going to action surge and do it all again.
Okay, give me 1 second. 22.
First hit's going to be a 23.
Mm-hmm.
Second hit, only the crit on the 19, so that's going to hit. And then second hit is going to, third hit is going to also hit. Okay, so that's another 3d8. I'm sorry, on the first hit, I missed the modifier damage. So that's going to be an additional 21 damage to the first round of hits. So these are the second round of hits. So that's
I'm so glad you're doing this and not me.
So that's going to be 9, 11 plus 21. So that's going to be 31 points of damage plus.
Sounds good.
35, 37.
All right, can you just tell me the total?
46. Yep. 46 points of damage.
Sounds good. It's not looking great, but also not quite on death's door. And then next up, we've got the fire elemental, who is going to continue to... Oh, and she also takes... because she's still on fire. 5, half down to 2 points of fire damage. And Tali, you take 2, half down to 1 fire damage. And then...
Also, I'm not saying this because I was cheating. I forgot that I have 1 mirror image still up, because I do. I'm not going to go back and try to redo the damage I took just in the future. I'm like, oh, I have a mirror image. I'm not trying to, get out into hit. I just have 1 left.
Yep, that is totally fine. Tali, you are standing next to it, so you are taking 5 half down to 2 fire damage. And then it is going to attack you twice, or at least attempt to. One's a miss, the other's a 21.
It doesn't hit.
Sounds good. And then next up, it is your turn.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Reading a spell that I haven't really used before. Jesus, that's a bonus action? Sorry. Okay. Cool. How's this fire elemental looking?
It's looking fine. It's only been hit once.
Okay. Guess I'm gonna stay on it.
I could use some heals if you have any bonus action heals.
It's not a bonus action heals. It's a spirit shroud, which would allow me to make it so that Naga can't regain any hit points.
Nice.
But I kind of feel like I have to keep on this spirit or this fire elemental.
Yeah, take it out.
Cool. That's gonna be 16
to hit.
Yeah.
That will do it.
Okay. It's actually gonna be full damage for 21 points.
Nice. I'm gonna mark that down. You also take 6 half down to 3 fire damage as you hit it.
Okay.
I already told you about the damage for being in its space, correct?
Yeah, yep.
Sounds good. And then I need another Constitution saving throw. With advantage.
With advantage? Perfect. Yeah, Eric and I pass.
Sounds good.
It's gonna be 17.
You feel so close to being blinded.
Okay.
But you are fine.
Cool.
You have found the DC.
Got you.
The Naga, having seen what Willow is able to do, does not attempt to leave. And instead, let me just think. Yeah, they are going to attempt to bite Willow. Let's see, and that will miss because that's a 16. They rolled really fucking poorly. For a challenge rating 10 creature, it's not doing too great against y'all.
I mean, you could cast... Does it have access to any, like, charm spells?
It does, but not like the good... it does have one good charm spell, but not one that I feel would be worth... Because, like, it might have done it if you hadn't counterspelled. But, yeah, the only decent charm spell that it has right now would be Gaius, which... Okay, so you get 5d10 psychic damage if you don't, do that, but they also know that Ashina have resistance to that, so if she does that to Willow to try and make her fight y'all, it's not going to do much. So all of her spells are not great. It's just if she hits you with one of her bite attacks or her poison attacks, like, that's what fucks you up. But actually, there's one thing that it might do next round. But anyway, we are up to Taratha.
I'm gonna... Yeah, fuck it. I want to start saving my spell slots. Do Toll the Dead.
Sounds good. Wisdom save, is it?
Wisdom save, yeah.
That will be a 2 on the dice.
That is... Believe it or not, that is not going to do it.
I'm surprised, though.
It's gonna be wow. I rolled two 12s, so 24 plus 7 is going to be 31.
How do you just barely kill it? Or rather, it
Damn.
dissipates into smoke after
Oh,
that.
I'm gonna walk up to it and like place my hand on its like chinny chin chin and stroke it as the bells get louder.
That is beautiful, and I love it. It is now Willow's turn.
Willow is going to attack Taratha. Oh, it's right. The fire. I thought the fire. I thought we were over. Yeah. Willow's gonna go and attack. Fuckface McGee.
Okay. How?
With the rapier that they have, the undoing or whatever it's called.
Sounds good.
So what's the AC?
13.
The lowest rolled was a
13.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So one's a crit, and the other two are gonna hit.
Nice.
So that's gonna be a lot of damage. So that's gonna be 48.
I will be impressed if it survives this. Now, as a heads up, every hit she does take fire damage. And she also takes fire damage because she is on fire. That is amazing.
That's gonna be 32 points of ouchie ouch.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, it's still up.
So that's it. That's all 3 attacks.
On 4d10, I rolled 3 on all of them. So Willow
Beautiful.
takes 6 points of fire damage. And Tali, you're going to take 1 second. 9 half down, 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And we are at the fire elemental's turn, who... 1 second. How's Tali looking?
Real good.
All right, then they're just gonna keep wailing on Willow, or start wailing on Willow, and miss both times. Those are single digits. Tali, it is your turn. You do take 10 half down to 5 fire damage.
Dang. That one singed a little.
Just a little. That was max damage. Well, max that it could do to you.
And
Alright,
doesn't
that
it
was
take damage in response to hitting Tali?
No, because this is from being in presence of it.
Oh, fuck him.
It's just the heat. It's literally just damage by heat. Yeah. That was a 16 on the die, so
Oh yeah,
I
its
assume that
AC is 13.
So that's gonna be 15 points.
It is still up.
I mean, I have a question for you. This is very I expect you to say no. We'll just say that. Can I just like touch it and do an extra D10
Why?
as a bonus action?
For what?
Because it's still up. Because if it touches me, then it gets a D10. And so I'm just wondering. I said I expect you to say no.
I mean, it has like 5 hit points, so we could say that.
I mean, that's why she wants to touch it. That's why she wants to touch it as a bonus action, and do an extra D10.
It is Taratha's.
Yeah, Toll the Dead, Wisdom save. Let's just get this over with.
I mean, we're just gonna say. I'm gonna say no, so you don't take damage from touching it, and.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll just do the Yeah, it fails, so we're good.
Okay, yeah. More than 5 damage.
Yeah, so it's just we're like, yeah, it would have been cool, but I didn't want you to take damage for no reason, however small that damage was.
Tolly just doesn't really care. Like,
Uh huh.
damage on Tolly right now is like nothing because because of the extra hit points, she's got 182 hit points right now. Like, so she's just like, whatever, man.
Uh huh.
I can take it. Also, are we at the point where a mass cure wounds would be?
You would not be able to heal, because they made a point to say that you will not have time in between to heal.
But we were told specifically that there would be time between the second and the third round.
You were not told that. I, as a DM, said that you would have time to roll initiative, re-roll initiative.
So, regardless of like that would be the action I would take as these things are forming, right? Like,
well, when you look up, there is another Ashina standing in front of you. They look.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
so I still have a question. Would a
Yeah.
mass cure wounds be helpful? Because regardless of whether or not this thing attacks, like
Yes.
on
I've
my
taken
next turn, I will
58
still do a
damage.
mass cure wound.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
Yeah. The
I'm
point.
getting,
Oh, go ahead.
let's say this. I'm getting near my contingency zone.
Oh shit.
yeah. That's why I was like, you know, let's do that. Because it's one action. Mass cure wounds is one action, so.
Right.
Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? There's an
There's an
Ashina
Ashina.
that is standing there, and Taratha. What's weird is your true sight typically is able to show you, things as they truly are. This one, you could tell that this is not actually an Ashina. You can tell that this is not conjured. She must have been kind of making her way here, and in the heat of the battle, you may not have noticed her kind of stealthing forward consistently. And you do see a bracelet on her wrist, just like the rest of you, or on, some of you do have it as an ankle bracelet. That, as a reminder, they said it would keep you within the dome. And so it's somewhat concerning to you that not only is this like a real person as opposed to something conjured, but this, whatever is protecting them, is more powerful than your true sight. So, do you have questions about that? Because I don't want to take away your true sight ability. I just wanted to kind of foreshadow it in terms of like, this is a very powerful magic or magical being that you are able to tell is not the Anashina as you know it. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. I do want to point out that like true seeing is an extremely high level spell. That, and so if there's something more, if this is like more powerful or something that can conceal true seeing, that's fine. But it's a really powerful spell.
How about
because
this?
It's meant to do that specifically. It's meant to get rid of these situations specifically.
Absolutely. At the start of this battle, you can let me know whether or not this was an unfair judgment call.
Nope, I trust
Okay.
you. I'm just letting you know that it's one of those spells that like there could be a weaker version. I think there could be like a level 2 spell that could do what True Seeing
Oh yeah.
like we want to do, but it's yeah.
So the Ashina looks over at all of you and goes, I will give you an option to surrender and not have to suffer the pains of battle. You have done well so far, but only so far.
We were tasked for finishing 3 trials, and I am determined to finish these 3 trials. I don't take the easy way out. Well, maybe when I'm
surrendering.
thinking.
I mean, is surrendering passing the last trial? Because if it is, sure.
I'm not answering that.
So just for reference, a creature with true sight can, out to a specific range, see in normal magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceives the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the creature can see into the ethereal plane.
What if it's like. So here's the thing. Yes, I think in pretty much every other scenario that you will encounter, you would see it. So I would say you're getting some sort of ancient, draconic vibes, but you cannot see its true form completely.
Mm, um,
Did I spill the
while
hint hard enough with that one?
while they're talking, can I cast a spell or no?
No.
Okay. It's just to heal people, not to
Right,
attack.
right. But they would not allow you to cast a spell in between this.
Okay.
I don't know if this is part of the trials, and that doesn't matter so much to me. My word was given to carry out these 3 trials. If this is not part of the trial, then I must decline, and, well, if it is, then call me a fool with being tricked, I guess.
Hmm. Well, there is no escape, only surrender or victory. And as she says that, you watch as she transforms into a gargantuan, ancient bronze dragon. Let's roll for it.
Do it!
Let's roll for a new initiative.
It's going to be
11.
a 21.
Okay, 1 second.
Roll for Willow.
Oof.
Oh, right. Willow gets
Advantage.
Okay, Willow. What is Willow's? Oh, damn. Okay, Willow got a 22.
Nice. And yeah, Corey, I didn't want it to be like a sort of blinding you sort of thing. I just feel like something that is a literal ancient dragon that's been here since like before magic, I feel would be able to shroud a level 6 spell a little bit better than your average regular dragon. But Willow is up.
Willow is. What do I want Willow to do? Willow's gonna go up and attack it 3 times with the good old flame tongue.
Sounds good. And because, just so you know, because it is a new initiative, she can use Fighting Spirit to gain advantage.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go out balls to the wall in the beginning. So first attack is going to be, what is it? +9. Okay, that's going to be a 23 to hit on the first one.
That will hit.
Second one's going to be a 24.
Yep.
The last roll, 2 20s.
Oh my god. Holy
Granted,
shit.
It's only one crit. It's only one crit, but that is, you don't see that often on advantage. Okay. So that is going to be, wow, that's going to be a lot of damage. Okay, give me a minute to figure all that out.
Sounds good. Tali, you are on deck if you wanted to start rolling them dice.
Yeah, I already did.
Sounds good.
Just for everybody, because this is gonna be. So I'm within 30 feet of it anyway. I think. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at, and also 41 points of healing for everybody.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that takes Willow back up to full. So, Corey, if you could start tracking Willow's health now that she is topped up.
72.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
That is beautiful.
Okay, so what's Willow's health at now?
It's full. And I forgot before, what was I gonna say?
Also, how much health was healed? Sorry, I was
You're
doing math.
fine. You were doing math. 41.
40. Oh, I love it.
Okay. I'm going to, what's it called? Say that this happened beforehand. I'm sorry about that. But it's also before your heal. So, it made a tail attack at Willow, and it rolled a 25 to hit, which I imagine hits. For 3 plus 9, 12 points. So Willow has literally 1 point of damage, because then after that, Tali healed her.
Love
So,
it.
so I know that I did the order wrong, but in the end, it, did its right thing. I don't actually. Taratha was supposed to go before Tali. My mistake.
Okay.
It's those
Awesome.
T names, man.
As a bonus action, I am going to cast what has really just become an iconic spell for our dear Taratha, and that is going to be animate objects.
Uh huh. What are you animating?
Yeah. Throwing out my spikes.
Sounds good.
I do. Yeah, so I'm going to then use my action to throw them all at this bronze dragon.
Sounds good.
Is it going to use like a legendary resistance or anything, or is because I don't want to roll 10 these
Oh
10
no,
d20.
it's I mean, you are making attacks on it, so it can't resist something that it doesn't do a saving throw from.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. Just so I know the AC, just so I can do it. What's the AC?
22.
I hate 22. Okay, just give me a minute.
Okay, give me 1 second. All right. The dragon is going to make another. Actually, no, it's going to make wings at the end of that turn. And you're. Oh, wait. Let me just see. 5, 10, 50, 20. Nope, you're good. Can you have Willow? Sorry. Make a dexterity saving throw.
It's gonna be 45 damage because it hit 7
Nice.
times, and I'll make a dexterity saving throw, which was a nat 1.
Oof, yeah, she is prone, and she takes 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Perfect.
And. Okay, 1 second. What's the range of this? Yep. It is going to then shoot out its lightning breath, and I need Willow and Taratha to make dexterity saving throws.
Ooh, Gucci. Okay, so for Taratha, that's going to be a 23. And for Willow, that's also going to be a 23. I rolled a 19.
Oh, man. That is the save. You are going to take half damage, so give me 1 second. Oh, wow. So the half damage is 50 lightning damage.
I'm going to use a reaction, absorb elements, to reduce it to 25 on me.
Sounds good. Willow will take 25 because Tali will take the other 25.
Okay.
And then it's gonna stay. Willow, it is your go.
It's Willow's turn? Cool.
Yep.
Willow's going to use half her movement to get herself up, because being prone is bad news bears. And is going to attack 3 times with Flame Tongue.
Sounds good.
Let's see. 1 will hit, 2 will hit, 3 will not hit.
Sounds good.
So that's going to be some damage.
bad of
Hmm.
an idea would it be to use
38
planar
damage.
out?
3-8.
3-8.
Okay. And sorry, Leia, what did you say?
You're fine. No, you're fine. I was interrupting someone else's turn. How bad of an idea would it be to use planar ally to be like, yo, Demon Prince, wanna help out?
Yo.
That's never a bad idea.
Oh my god. Let me just look at planar ally.
It costs a lot of dough, but it's totally worth it.
Holy shit, it can be a god.
Yeah.
Yo.
Planar ally is ridiculous.
I love this. Oh, but the casting time's 10 minutes.
Oh, is it? Oh man, I didn't.
That
I need
sucks.
to like look at that more often. Like,
That
it's
is,
all good.
yeah, no, that is an amazing spell, though. It will come in handy soon, I promise you.
I mean,
But
I could use Channel Divinity to do the same thing, and Channel Divinity is immediate, so.
you could. Do you want to?
I mean, is it my turn yet? I'm sorry.
No, it's Taratha. Sorry.
Yeah.
I did a lot of pre-rolling from animate objects, which is my bonus action. It's going to be 49 damage, and then wisdom saving throw
Fucking
with Toll the
hot.
Dead.
Sounds good. 1 second. Sorry, doing math real quick here. One second. Toll the Dead, wisdom save. Sorry, I'm just trying to find its wisdom. So it's going to fail that. How much? It's going to choose to succeed, even though it's a cantrip.
I mean, that would have been just curious how much I would have done.
Yeah.
I rolled so bad. It only would have been 9 damage.
Oh yeah, but they're just flexing right now. They're just flexing right now. And I keep forgetting like a dumb fool. So it's going to take legendary actions, and so far it should have taken 2. The first time it's going to do a wing attack, and I need a dexterity saving throw out of Willow.
Said Dex, correct?
Correct.
Ooh, that's a 2 plus 5.
That will not do it, so she is going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage, and then after that, on the second one, it's going to take a tail attack. Plus what, 16? Okay, so that will be a 21 to hit her. Does that hit?
That'll just hit, yeah.
All right. So then she will take an additional 19 bludgeoning damage. And now it's Tali's
Willow
turn.
is not looking too hot.
Well, if you come over to me,
Whose turn is it?
if you have movement
Yeah.
at the end of your turn, come over here.
It will take
or I
an
can come to you.
AOO. Yeah.
If you shout at me, I will do that rather than do what I'm about to do.
No, do what you're about to do, because I'm really excited about what you're about to do.
All right. So first,
Mm-hmm.
because I did some, it was because we've just been pre-rolling, so I've just been pre-rolling stuff.
Uh-huh.
I need to know if the Ashina would be mad at me. If I think the Ashina would be mad at me if I called an archdemon to help in this space.
You genuinely don't know how they would feel about that in this space. I will tell you what you would know, having traveled with Willow, and your interaction with the Ashina when discussing the demon.
Yeah.
With Willow, you know that the Ashina use every resource that they can, because to not use a resource available to you means that you are putting yourself at risk of failure.
Okay.
The other thing is the Ashina still are willing to welcome you in, even when you were saying that you were here on behalf of a quest given to you by an archdevil. So,
Fair.
you may not know what they would think of you coming in if you're able to come in after this, but you're pretty certain that, like, in this fight, it's fair game.
Hey, cool, because I rolled a 1. On that there channel divinity.
Do you mean
D100.
what was I gonna say? It's not channel divinity, but divine intervention.
Divine intervention, yeah. Sorry.
So what is your
Oh.
ask?
Blah, blah. Oh fuck, so good.
Because I will say, like, you don't get, it's not like you could get absolutely anything you want, but you don't have to follow the spell to a T, either.
Right.
It's so good. I'm so excited what's about to happen.
She has no idea what he can or cannot do, or like what is possible. So she's gonna be like,
Ask him to yeet on the dragon.
no! She doesn't even know what the word yeet means. She would just be like, we need this dragon to die. Can you either make that happen or help?
And you hear back in your head, what help do you look for?
I mean, I don't know how powerful you are, so you could just pop it out of existence with a snap, or you could send some fighters to help.
Enough.
Get rid of its legendary resistances.
Yeah.
I am powerful enough to override your old god. A dragon is nothing. But you need to beat it to get access to this place. And as you feel the presence leave, you do see forming beside you these two shadowy demons that you now know are under your control. Give me one second,
hot.
I'll get you a stat block.
Hot, hot, hot. Fucking love it.
1 second. Just let me just go to the monster manual and find demons. 1 second.
Just
Can I make a
pick
request?
Demons.
Yeah.
Can one be a chain devil?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want 2 chain devils?
Ash would approve. Yes, I do.
Okay, give me 1 second.
No. If their chains can actually like do something about this dragon, yes. If they can't, no.
I mean,
Dude, we're
you
gonna
won't.
chain down a fucking dragon.
You will. They will be equipped each with their usual chains that they need to make for attacks, and each 1 chain to spare. So I'm going to give you their stat block. 1 second. Oops, I did it wrong. But just search for Chain Devil and it comes in.
Yeah, I can just go look up Chain Devils.
Yeah. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. If they have a bonus action, 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna say you can start using them next time.
That's fine. Yeah.
But they will share your initiative, so you're gonna be doing a lot on your initiatives.
That's fine. I can roll some stuff ahead of time too, just to like speed things along if you want.
Sounds good. Next up, it is the Dragon's Go. And it is going to Lightning Breath again. I need a dexterity saving throw from both Willow and, what's it called? Taratha, and Willow is at disadvantage because she is prone.
Okay, this is going to be for Taratha. Taratha got a +4. That is going to be 23.
Okay.
And then Willow, poor Willow. Oh, maybe 15 and a 16, so it's going to be a natural 20.
Okay, that will not save. So Willow takes 92 points of lightning damage, halved.
Holy whoa!
Halved because half goes to what?
Fuck you! That's still 41 points.
Yup. So half between Willow and Tali.
Willow is down.
Yup.
Yeah.
Or that's more than 41.
How much do I take?
So sorry,
Oh,
40,
sorry, 46.
Yeah,
46,
and
right?
you take 46, Taratha.
Okay, I'm gonna take 23 because reaction, absorb elements, da da da.
Yep. And oh man, beautiful. Yeah, it keeps recharging that shit because I keep rolling 5s on this D6. So you could tell that it's probably gonna do the same thing again, and you might want to not stand in a line. That might be helpful. I could be wrong, but it is now Willow's turn. Don't worry about that saves. Taratha, it is your turn.
I just rolled a 13. Fuck you. That's a success.
Well, no. She automatically stabilizes.
Oh, does she?
She does.
Right. But if I get a crit, she comes back with a hit point. So
okay, then I'm
gonna roll this shit.
Go for it. That is fine. Taratha, what do you do?
Oh, I could have used Indomitable. I forget that I'm a fighter.
Oh wait, sorry. I also forget if Willow went down, this would have flown up 40 feet.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna do whatever I do to get in range, and then it's my turn. So that's already pre-rolled. 51 damage from animate objects.
Sounds good.
And you know what? I need to force its legendary resistances. No, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Okay. I'm just gonna do Toll the Dead. So
Sounds
wisdom
good.
Save.
All right. Will a... One second, I got the wrong damn things. 19 save.
19 will save.
All right. It is now... Oh, it is... Nope. It can't do any of its legendary actions right now. So, Tali, they can still use their animate chains on them.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's up to 4 chains. It has... If you want them to get rid of the ones they can make an attack with, you could use that. It's just they can't attack with the chains if it's also around them. And it goes up to 60 feet.
How's this thing looking, by the way?
Just starting to get bloodied.
Motherfucker. We've done like almost 200 points of damage.
You've done 256 points of damage.
Motherfucker.
Okay,
It's an ancient bronze dragon.
Okay, so oh man. Only has an AC 20. No, I could try it. So can I? Okay, I'm not entirely sure how animate chains works. Is it like they're attacking, or do they grapple things?
So
I don't think they grapple things, right?
yeah, it's when they creature of its own but can't make attacks while grappling. Now, I will say, it can't stop it from flying, but it can stop it from like moving. Does that make sense? So like once it hits the ground, it can only fly up or fly down. Or sorry, that's not what I mean. If it's going to fly down if it is grappled, but it's not going to, it's a gargantuan thing, so it's just going to land on the ground, but it won't really be able to move beyond that.
But it can still fly.
Not really. It will have to get out of the chain. I'm just saying, once it starts getting chained up, like, it will have to, because it's a gargantuan thing, So it's going to be inconvenient to fly, and it's not going to fly while it's chained up. So you are just kind of forcing it to land.
Do it. Let's burn through its resistances. Just fucking do it.
So you would have to make like an attack on it. Oh, chain. Yeah, you would make an attack. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So 2 attacks, then, for 1 and for each?
Yes, because technically they have to make a chain attack on something, so they can't use one of the chains. So they could use 2 chains attack this time. They could do 3 next time, because like I'm imagining like they're whipping the one chain and then the other 2 chains are going out to the dragon. So each can make 2 attacks.
Oh, dude, that is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. All right, so that is gonna be in order of succession.
Uh-huh.
A 26, a 25, a 27, and a 25.
Holy shit. Yep.
Rolling
Get fucked.
All 4
18s
of
and
them.
19s, 18 and 19s the entire time.
Amazing.
These dice are loving me today.
All right. Roll your damage.
Fuck. So much damage. Why am I missing so many dice? This is ridiculous.
They were sacrificed to Mephistopheles to make these dice roll really well.
Yeah.
Okay, so do these do damage or no?
They do.
Right now.
They do
Is it the 2d6 plus 4 or is it
Oh wait, I can grab 1 second. I remember hating this wording when I was playing these things.
Each animated chain is an object with AC 20, 20.
Yeah, it can make a additional chain attack. So you are just making a chain attack as normal. So you're just wrapping up this bastard, just like I wrapped up you all.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Is it gonna try to, like, succeed on any saving throws it might be making because of the chains?
I mean, it has to do it at the start of its turn.
The legendary resistance happens whenever they have to make the saving throw.
Right, but they can't make the saving throw until the start of their turn.
That's what makes it so fucking devilish.
Yep, because you hit, you're grappled.
53 points of beautiful, beautiful damage.
Nice. All right. And then you still have your turn.
Right. So it doesn't fall, right? Like it's
oh wait,
so
I keep putting you in front of Taratha. Taratha, did you have a turn this round?
I went right before the dragon.
Yeah. Okay. I keep skipping over you, so you're gonna have something before the dragon goes. But Tally, you first.
If we can get Willow up, that could be potentially useful.
Yeah. I will go do that.
All right. Tell me more.
I'm sorry. I have to decide what fucking level I'm using Cure Wounds at.
I mean,
okay.
Unless you're gonna go super high on it, just go low level.
Well, I mean, I was thinking like 5th.
That could do it.
Because this is our last enemy, right? Like, there's no reason to, like, save my spell slots anymore. Like, I was saving all my high-level spell slots for this moment. So...
yeah, go for it. Well, the thing is, like, if Willow's gonna be taking 92 damage every turn, the difference between a 5th and a 1st level Cure Wounds is not gonna matter.
I mean, that's fair.
That's what I meant by that.
You have a point. Cool. That's gonna be then, 12.
All right. The dragon uses a legendary action to flap its wings, I need her to make a dexterity saving throw.
At Willow?
Yep.
Cool.
It's the only one in range right now.
Oh, that's nice. 18 plus 5 is going to be a 23.
Does not quite do it.
Wow.
I know, it's 24.
We still have blessed.
Oh, no, because I dropped, because we a minute passed. I couldn't re-up it. Unless a minute didn't pass. That's up to Kelly.
I would, like, you used it at the start of last one. A minute has definitely passed since then.
That's what I thought.
16 bludgeoning damage.
Put her back right down.
Fuck.
It's a bastard. So now it's Taratha's turn. Sorry about that.
Can I just try Indomitable and see if I can get a 19?
What do you mean?
Just because I technically failed a saving throw,
wait.
I try Indomitable?
Did I take 16 too, or
Nope.
was that already?
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
So she took
This whole
8.
time you should have.
She
You were
took
right.
8.
You were right.
She's up. She's up.
You were right.
Sorry. You didn't tell me how much damage I took, and I was like, wait, am I also taking 16?
I remember on the turns, but not the legendary action. So, like, every time Willow's been getting blown down by this thing, I've been forgetting to tell Tali that she took shit. But
Yeah,
it's okay.
This is why this is why I did this with Willow, because
Yeah.
she gets down
All the
time.
time. No, that saved her. Now she is up this time. Taratha, what do you do?
Oh, it's my turn? Okay.
Yep.
So I already pre-rolled. That's going to be 47 from animate objects.
Sounds good. And
I'm
are you
consistently
keeping
getting,
up?
like 7s or 8s?
And then question, is it a concentration spell?
Yes, it is.
Have you been rolling for every time?
Let me do it. I'm good, because I have to pass, what, 23? 25 or whatever. Because
25 half,
the damage.
so it'd be 12 that you have to pass.
I have a +8 to con.
Oh yeah, you're good. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yep.
So yeah, that's going to be 47.
Yep.
I'm seriously getting between like 7 and 9 of them hitting each time. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so these fucking legendary resistances, just like fucking neuter. Okay.
Yup.
Yeah, let's just do everyone's favorite spell in the game, Fireball.
I love it.
No, I'm not gonna do Fireball. It's a waste of a 3rd level spell slot. As much as I'd love to. Yeah, let's just do everyone's other favorite spell, Toll the Dead, Wisdom save.
Yep. That will be a 28.
You know,
surprisingly,
I don't know what happened. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't do it.
And
I couldn't explain it.
It is then going to make a tail attack on Willow. And roll a 27.
Yeah, that would really do it.
For 14 points of damage, half down to 7, split between Tali and Willow.
Question. Very important question. Is the health I am seeing on Eric's sheet, does that account for the temporary hit points?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so...
134 should be what it was with a temp HP.
Oh,
I
then
think
Willow is fine.
But the temp HP is from Fighting Spirit. I don't know what she has. 1 second.
So the temp HP is from me.
Something...
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
From Leia.
Nope, you got it.
Yep. We got an extra 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which also ups your cap, by the way, just so we're all aware of that.
All right.
Gucci. For right now. Not for longer, but not for right now.
Well, guess what's going to happen for the 3rd time? I need a dexterity saving throw from Willow and Taratha.
From Willow? Okay. I'm technically out of the way now because I moved up to cast to get animate objects when it flew up. So I'm technically out of the way.
Not anymore because it's down on the ground. Oh, you said you flew up?
Fine. Yeah.
Wait, I did not. No, you said when it flew up, not when you flew up, right?
Yeah, when it flew up 40 feet, I had to adjust to make sure I was still in range to animate objects.
It would still consider you the bigger threat at this point, so it would then
Fine.
go for you then.
Let's see. So is it just going for me and Willow, or?
Nope, it's not hitting. It's not hitting Willow anymore.
Okay. I've never been so happy to see a crit.
What is that at the end?
It's a crit.
Oh yeah, so never mind. So give me 1 second.
And then I'm gonna do absorb elements. So I'm gonna take half and then half of half. So.
Let's see, 1 second. Waiting for Google Dice to go. So it rolled 88, 44, 22 points of lightning damage.
Man. If I didn't have absorb elements,
you would be dicked.
You have no idea.
Alright, it is now Willow's turn.
I have a question. Has the dragon gone yet?
That was its turn.
Okay, because at the start of its turn, it also...
Yup.
Because it is currently restrained, should be taking...
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Get
many
'em.
points of damage.
2d6 times 6.
4? 6?
Oh wait, no, 4.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot because it. No, it only had the 4 the first time.
Yeah. Yep. So let's see. $32.
All right. Some sweet damage. It's not on death's door, but it ain't looking great. And now what does Willow do? Yep.
Willow is what's the one that's fully loaded? Bad news? Yeah, let's just use bad news. I'm gonna shoot bad news 3 times. Pew, pew, pew!
That will be
Pew, pew,
with
pew!
disadvantage because it's ranged.
I'm confused.
Hmm?
Oh, it's landed. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Flame tongue. Okay, I thought it was still in the air, but we're all Gucci here. Okay. Let's see. That is going to be a +9. It's a 25.
Yup.
A 22.
Yup.
And then a 23.
Yup.
Okay, this is going to be some Gucci damage. 1 second. That is going to be 62 points of damage.
All right. 1 second.
Flame Tongue is stupidly overpowered, FYI.
And your animate objects is not.
Right, that takes a 5th level spell slot. That has like that you can't cast it all the time, and you have to keep up concentration. Anyways, I'm not here to talk about the difference between melee and spellcasting. Not worth it.
But I do have another question. How does Willow knock the dragon out?
Nice.
That's a phenomenal question. I imagine Willow just cuts its head off.
No. Does not cut its head off.
For narrative reasons?
Yeah, sure. She cuts the head off and then immediately grows a new one because while wearing the bracelet, you cannot die. Or rather, you're stabilized. It's the periaptive wound closure bracelet. But as she knocks out the dragon, there's a warm glow all around you as you are all healed to full HP. including the dragon, who then reverts back to human form and brushes the chains off the two demons. Now, Tali, they would not be hostile now that there is a you've achieved what you needed. You will have them through the end of the day.
Cool.
So,
we'll be friends. It'll be fun.
yep. So pretty much they are
Let's
under your
name
control,
them.
but not to the point that Mephistopheles would allow you to use them to like hurt his chances of getting what he wants. And if
Sure.
so that is all. So yeah, so what do you name them? Boomer 2, Boomer 3?
Fuck you.
Fig
I don't know.
and Newton.
Mm,
No.
no, she's not gonna name them.
Nice.
They are thing 1 and thing 2.
Sure.
Unless they can speak, in which case she'll ask them what their name is.
Yes, because the ability to speak is the baseline for sentience and personhood recognition.
They turn to you. Taratha, do you speak Infernal?
You bet I do.
Does Tali
Okay.
speak Infernal?
Okay, so I just want to say that I think this game is one of the few where the random ass fucking languages I have taken actually fucking come up.
Uh-huh.
Like, they never come up, so I'm just like, let's just put down some random shit. Cool, she speaks Infernal, because that makes sense for dead
the
gods.
fuck?
Like, so yes, hilariously, she does.
Alright, so D1 responds, they call me Rock. And then the Demon 2 will go, I'm Gravel.
Rock and gravel.
Yep. And
I'm Solly. This is Taratha. That over there's Willow.
and they'll nod and they'll go, can we eat any of them?
Unfortunately, no.
What can we eat?
No.
Um,
Gravel. Rock and gravel.
You are what you eat.
You get munching.
Well, I was hoping for some meat.
Well, can you wait? We just literally finished the fight.
I know, that's why I'm hungry.
Okay, well, you can wait. We're not even... Did Mephistopheles not brief you on what's going on here?
No, he just sent us here. Not much time when there's a battle. We did a really good job.
Right.
We should get food.
you did a really good job.
Thanks.
Okay, once we get inside, we're gonna have...
That's why he
hopefully
likes
have
you
a feast.
more.
I almost did a spit take. You ridiculous people. Oh my god. That was a lot. Yeah, we will find you. We will find you food.
Thanks. And the dragon, now in human form, looking fine, she'll hold out her hand and she'll say, allow me to take the bracelets so you may enter into the city. You fought bravely. And she will remove her own as well. And as you're walking back, because it's about like a good 5-minute walk still before you're able to get to the gates, she will go, tell me about your journey.
Talkative.
Your name first?
Oh, of course. I am Sonora.
Sonora, delighted to meet you. It's been a long, perilous journey. The desert is as volatile as it's ever been, if not more so. Saw the site of the second meteor. Learned far too much about myself than one should ever really know. What's there to say? The world's ever changing, and it's led us here.
I get an odd sense about you, Taratha. I would be curious to spend more time together in your stay here.
Well, always welcome to my hut.
And you, blue one,
So,
Hmm?
tell me your story. You come together on behalf of a devil, do you not?
Yeah, that is a
yeah.
thing.
And like the demon, yeah, Mephistopheles is really cool. Like
Do they
really
understand
cool.
common? Wait, do they understand common? Because
I'm
that would
sorry.
be epic.
I'm gonna say they do, just for the sake of this, because it's just too funny to me for
Oh,
them not to. They prefer infernal, so they'll speak in infernal, but they understand common. So like they're talking in and you could tell that the dragon doesn't understand what's going on, so she's keeping a careful eye. But Rock and Gravel are like, yeah, he's really cool, and then the other's like, yeah, like literally cool. He's got like an ice tube and everything. And then the first one will kind of nudge him, shut up, she's been there, she knows.
What's this about? Sonora being there?
Oh no, talking about like how Tali saw, or she wasn't there,
oh
but
yeah.
like,
I'm like, that's a fucking lore drop.
oh no, sorry, I did not mean to. No, you're getting lore drop today, but not quite that level. And
Yeah,
Sonora.
Mephistopheles is definitely more immediately helpful than any of the other gods I've had the pleasure to meet.
of
And quite
course.
talkative.
Oh yeah.
Sonora,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
we were quite blunt with our mission and our intentions. How come the Ashina don't seem put off by those here on behalf of an archdevil?
And she'll look over and she'll go, well, the Ashina care very much about the world being, not quite as it should, because the world is not as it should be. But we are interested in upholding the natural order in whatever world we find ourselves in. And where there are gods, there are devils.
It's almost like the distinction is fairly arbitrary and more marks your moral position more than anything. We're dealing with power and might beyond our mortal shell, yours included, I imagine.
Well, yes, we understand that the world, the planes, are very far beyond us.
Which is so strange in a way because they feel closer by the day.
Of course. Sometimes a little too
So,
close for comfort.
and so do you watch over Yashina? Are you a patron or what's your relationship with them?
She'll look over and she'll go, well, after the calamity, I was awake but weak. They nursed me back to health when they found me, and I find them quite agreeable. And of course, I like to fight. So whenever we have a group of adventurers like yourself in need of proving their strength, I'm happy to offer my services.
Yes, you're deathly formidable, I have to
Yes,
admit. If I didn't have a couple tricks up my sleeve, I would have been a glass in the sand.
of course. Though, it seems to me that you're a different kind of gem in the sand.
Yes, I like to think I shine a bit brighter.
Hmm. Well, and she stops as you approach the large metal walls, and there's like a great grinding sound as the wheels are turned on the other side to open up the walls. And just as a reminder, this is like 50 feet high, 10 feet thick. So it takes a while to, and like the the walls, the gate itself is like 30 to 40 feet wide, so it takes a while to open it up. And when it does, you are met by a breathtaking sight. The scope of the city is vast. It rivals Vara's. You're not sure which one would be bigger at this point, but they are definitely comparable in scale. And dotted along the city are these colossal. Do you know what a warforged is?
Warforged?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like 40, 50-foot tall warforged that are all still. You could tell that they are not in use, but they seem to be using it as buildings. But only for a certain kind of building, because there are also like regular buildings made from different types of stones that are not quite as tall, but equally as sturdy. And Sonora will give a small bow, and then she says, I will lead you to the elders. And after that, they will answer what questions you may have and see if our businesses align.
Yes. Please lead the way.
And as you're walking, there's I mean, the city is thriving. Strangely though, there's not a lot of like markets in the sense of like foods, because like for a city this size, you're used to seeing, you know, a lot of produce and pelts and this and that, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of trade like you're used to seeing, or businesses. It seems like everything that is like out and about right now has to do with some form of like training, or social event, or more of a sort of like a skill building, more so than commodity trading. And you walk for about a half hour. You can ask, she will answer questions, but right now she is kind of intent on walking you to the Elders Hall. Would you have questions as you're walking through?
Yeah, I'll say the Ashina outside these walls have prided themselves in being a nomadic people. I'm curious as to why this clan decided to erect what can only be defined as, I guess, a city-state.
Well, I will admit that my memory, as good as it is, does not stretch clearly as far back when I was a young dragon. I remember the city in its youth, before the calamities, before I fell asleep. And it was sort of a mix of the two. But from what I understand, there was a clash between the people that lived here and the deserters, as they call them, became nomads, and the Ashina, and she gestures to the city around her, decided to stand their ground.
Deserters? Why would they be? What did they desert?
They deserted this world, the magic, and protecting it. And
Fascinating.
thereby deserting the clan as well. It is the second greatest shame to have, deserting in a time of need.
Very. Willow, I know you're being quite quiet. You probably have to take this all in. We'll have to really discuss this more with you later. But yeah, thank you, Sonora.
Of course.
Oh, before we continue, I'm curious about you. What I know you've kind of taken on a role here, but who were you before the calamity? You
Well,
seem ancient.
I am. I have always been Sonora. Could you be more specific?
I guess not who you were, because we're not necessarily defined by our duties and tasks, but how how did you take up your time pre-calamity?
And she looks around and she goes, well, I would, forgive me for this sounding crude, but I would used to collect people, stories, skills. Those who are willing to trade their own kind for my abilities. And in turn, I trained those who were given up so that they can be reintroduced to a world and hopefully find a people or a clan who would find them too invaluable to trade.
Fascinating. Is it possible I might have come across any of your disciples?
Um, do you mean other dragons, or do you mean those who worship dragons?
Those that have been traded to you and you have trained.
I mean, that was thousands of years ago. You and she'll look and she'll go, I need to understand you more to answer that better. But I don't think that a conversation is what I need to understand you more.
Well, join me in my tent tonight. I have 100-year-old port, which in your lifespan is a blink of an eye, but for me, peak perfection.
Hmm. And she'll open the door to.
Wait, wait.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
You're fine. So she'll say, what are these giant statues? What do they do? They look like they're for protection. Do they move?
And she'll laugh and she'll go, they used to, but well, the elders know more than I do about this, but it seems like they're only meant to be moved in a great emergency.
So you might say they are asleep.
I
Maybe
suppose.
need to be woken up.
DM? Yes. Sonora? Well, it's possible. But it is also very perilous to operate those things. And, well, I'm sure the elders would be happy to explain that to you.
Yeah, Tali's gonna look at Taratha and be like, do a hint, hint, nudge, nudge. like, think we found what we're supposed to do? Look.
Hey.
And sorry, I forgot to say she would have introduced herself as Sonora the Bright, not just Sonora.
Okay.
But that is all.
I think we're on first name terms at this point.
Yeah.
We did try to kill each other.
I mean, it was
quote,
a fun
unquote.
fight, and she liked it. And the
Sorry.
chain devils, or as you
I'm being a 12-year-old.
it's all good. The chain devils will talk to you and go, she looks tasty. Are you sure we can't eat her?
Yes.
Look, don't worry. I know the tendency to objectify beauty. It's a really hard tendency to avoid, but it's there. It's built into our language. However, I know what you mean. You're not going to eat her. And I don't think you could. I really don't think you could.
But she's not a dragon now.
You want to try?
I'm really hungry.
You really want to... Hey, Sonora?
No.
And
You
Sonora...
cannot.
Well, she'll turn... Oh, yes?
You want a good laugh?
Well...
Don't be mean to Rock and Gravel.
I'm not being mean. Would you like a nice little laugh?
Well, I'm not known for my humor, but I do enjoy a good laugh.
If you know any places where these two devils could feast. I think watching them, you will get a nice little chuckle.
Why?
Um, let's just put it this way: you have never seen what you're about to see before. Consider another story to collect.
Well, I'll see you at dinner.
Indeed. Save a seat for me.
And she will open the door and usher you inside. It is a fairly bare bones, and it's unsurprising because this is the Ashina, and even though this particular place is a lot more grandiose than the Ashina clan in the West, I mean, they're still very utilitarian. So it's, it's a fairly large building for space, just because this is used as a place of gathering. But right now there are two elders at the end of the hall. It's just a open, long hallway, and that's like the entire building, one room. And at the end there are two elders sitting on like a pillow on the floor, as well as several other Ashina. Let me just give me 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, oh, sorry, 7. 14 Ashina also sitting on pillows. And I'm going to say at this point, Willow was ushered away at some other point to go meet with Anya elsewhere. So there are just two pillows on the floor for you two. And do you sit or do you greet before sitting?
Greet before sitting.
I'm gonna do an insight to see what the kind of what is the expectation of the room.
Yeah, go for that.
I will.
That's going to be a 19.
Nice. Taratha, you know that there's no wrong or right way, but you will be judged on what kind of character you have based on your choice.
I'm going to then sit down on the pillow and remove my ring.
Nice. I dig it. What does Tali do?
Tali doesn't really have anything to reveal. So...
Does she sit? Does she...
I don't... Right? Like, she was gonna follow Taratha's, like, lead here, but then Taratha did something she can't do. So she's just been like... Jesus. She will stand awkwardly for a moment. And then I don't know, do like a kind of standard stranger greeting, of which I have not devised for her clan.
Does she do the white person smile, like the kind of tight lip, pull back, nod?
Are we in Get Out?
No, no, but she'll just do like a standard greeting that she would do to like not in clan people, but like strangers or out of clan people, and then she will sit, like respectful.
Nice.
Chain Devils will stay on the other side of the room. She doesn't even know what to even kind of do with those guys, and she doesn't want to be like, I have bodyguards, man. Like,
that's funny.
She'll just like tell them to stay. Like, ask them to stay.
Yeah.
Now that she knows they're sentient, she can't just be like, I control you. Like, she will politely ask them to stand at the side of the room.
I
That's
love
why
it.
I try to send them off to Sonora. I'm like, here, you take care of the potential problem.
Oh man, I also I had stuff planned for you to choose between Tali, and now I'm adding a new one because of what happened today. But we'll deal with that later. Anyway, so the Ashina will nod, and they seem to take in your choice, as well as Taratha, you just going from like A side Elsa to B side Elsa. And and the two elders will give a small wave to you, and they will go, "Hello, outsiders. I am Gaztash. This is Vawok. We are the elders of the Ashina city, the great city of Ashina."
Clarifying question: are we actually speaking to each other, or is this all telepathic bond?
They would do. It won't be telepathic bond right now. Their preferred mode of communication is telepathy, but because they want everyone to be able to hear everything, and there's too many people to do telepathic bond, because I think it's like up to 8 creatures. They're speaking out loud.
Okay. Yes, thank you for your hospitality and welcoming us into the city.
We saw your fight. You did quite well. It is extremely rare. Perhaps once in a lifetime that outsiders survive all of the trials.
Well, if I may speak frankly, we are living in a, might I say, once in a lifetime calamity. It could have been us, could have been someone else, but someone was going to come.
Well, you say once in a lifetime. We have experience too.
We're about to experience a third.
Yes. And so far, Gaztash has been the one talking, and just like the other Ashina, these are all women, and the one next to her speaks. "You speak too fast. Please allow Gaztash to finish."
Of course.
And Gaztash will go, "We are willing to broker information for information. However, we will not give answers that will compromise the Ashina, and we cannot allow you to leave knowing about us. In full disclosure, outsiders cannot remember us or our location, but I promise you will remember what you learn about everything besides us."
I understand, and I don't want to speak for my comrade here, but I think that is something we can be amenable towards. But you must realize that your civilization, the Ashina, both you as a people and as a city, people know of you and the location of the city.
And she looks confused, and she goes, "We have cleared all outsider memory of us."
Unfortunately, you were not successful.
"Describe the situation, please." And I apologize, just to be clear. The Daraths, and at this is the second time you've heard this word. We know they know about us. We are seeking to restore relationships. I am talking about other outsiders.
Of course. In Brukeril, I was originally tasked to sort of stake this place out, for lack of a better term, by a group of nobles. They, as a class, it seems, are aware of your existence, not necessarily who you are or what is hidden behind these walls, but the location of this city and how it has eluded larger consciousness for quite some time.
I would be interested in brokering a deal with you regarding them, but I wish to hear more about your interest in this place before we come to a deal that may become obsolete.
Of course. Tali, is there anything you wanted to say before I begin?
No, you're much more eloquent than I am. If there's something I want to add to your story, I will. If you were planning on telling them
Yeah. Yeah.
things, anyhow.
It's our interest is myriad and quite opaque, if I'm being completely honest. But we were sent here by the archdevil Mephistopheles to make sure that which is sleeping can be awoken, and to stop or convince those that are resist that change.
Hmm. That.
The
After
dynamics
seeing
of that, I need to be completely forthright. I'm not completely sure. We have entered a very different socio-political environment, so if this is pressing any buttons, do know that we, at this moment, are just strictly messengers.
Hmm.
to be, um, after seeing your city, although our patron was not entirely clear about what he was talking about, consistently talking in riddles, as all of them do, she says, very annoyed.
I love it.
I believe they're talking about the, or he was talking about the giant. I don't know, the giant guardian being metal statues. She doesn't know what they're called, so she's just like
She will. They will.
searching for words for.
Warforged.
Yes, I believe he was talking about waking up the Warforged.
Hmm. Your devil asks a lot. Perhaps even too much or too soon. Tali, Taratha, you see, the Warforged, by waking them, we also wake those sworn to destroy them, to destroy this world. Oh well. The difference between the Ashina and the Daroths as they have evolved. The Daroths, they dream of their ancestors. The Ashina, we do not dream as you do. We envision the memory of others. Now, the Daroths, they envision their ancestors, and the Ashina, we envision our descendants. Many thousands of years ago, because we envision the memories of our descendants when we dream, those memories became fewer and fewer as we, for a lack of better words, envision envisioned the end of the world. But then a strange event happened in which there was a possibility, a small chance that this world will continue beyond its expected life. And that is when the split happened between the Daroths and the Ashina. And that is when we were no longer able to pilot the Warforged. Only recently, as the calamities have changed the balance of the world, have we been able to have some operate them, but not all, because you need your soulmate to operate it, and if your soulmate is a Daroth and born of the Daroth, well, you cannot operate your Warforged. I went so many directions, and I don't know if I answered the question or kind of explained what's at stake.
So I understand the personal, I guess, issue of reawakening the Warforged. There are those that will be inert because of this divide between the Ashina and the Daroths. Am I correct on that front?
Correct. And in addition, if we do not have enough Warforged to pilot and to fight those that will be awoken with the Warforged, it will be a folly.
So who is resisting the Warforged being awoken?
There are many, most prominently Gond and his followers, those that oppose the weave.
What's the weave?
Oh, the weave is all around us. You use the weave to get your friends, and she'll point to rock and gravel, to heal, to do things beyond your mortal ability. The weave is what created us. The weave is as ancient as life itself.
This weave,
Mm.
is that from which we came, or did something else put it there?
Well, the weave was put on here from Toriel many eons ago, at the same time that the Keeper of the Weave was born on this planet. And the Weave's...
Keeper.
Yes. The Weave's Keeper made us in their likeness. With the exception of our eyes, they are slightly different. And after we were born from the Weave, the Keeper left to travel the planet, and from there, they have their own destiny, and we have ours. You can give an intelligence check if you want to kind of like put this together.
24.
Oh yeah. What they call the Keeper of the Weave is what you call the Arcane Artificers. Because
Gotcha.
the Arcane Artificers and the Ashina are like identical. They're all tan-skinned, white-haired, but the Artificers have purple eyes and the Ashina have striking blue eyes.
Gotcha. My understanding of what I've learned so far is that the calamity with the first meteor was sort of a shift back. We had existed for a long time without magic, but there was a time that we did. What
Correct.
does Gon, what is his aim in resisting the Warforged? And is it to keep the world like this? To not like this? What's their aim?
Gon's motivations, from what we understand, is slightly different from others who oppose this planet. It is my understanding that Gon sees the weave as a shortcut, as a hindrance to technology. He sees us, magic born beings, piloting his creation, the Warforged, as a bastardization of his creation.
So we haven't earned it, in a sense.
As he believes, we see it as a tool, and to not use all tools in our possessions would be foolish.
As is the way of the desert.
Correct. And the Darats, they sided with not necessarily Gond, but with those who believed that the world was meant to run its course as we had originally dreamed. But, well, fate is a funny thing, and it is strange that it is the nomadic Daroths that are so resistant to change, and we who stick our feet in the sand are more malleable.
And yet,
So,
strangely isolationist.
Well, that is to protect foolish adventurers from awakening what could very well tip the scales of where this planet goes. You see, if we fail, the world very well may fall after us. If we succeed, we can convert the angels of Gond into a portal that would allow us to go to the plane of dreams again, from where we can cause another calamity that will open up more planes to this world and more magic and, well, allow it to suffocate a little less.
so how many of these things do you have to awaken?
And she'll look and she'll go, all.
Yes, but
We.
how many is that?
Oh, sorry. Let me think. 142.
And how many people have found their soulmate at this point? That could
Well,
potentially actually control them? If
well,
I'm understanding correctly.
not not merely who have found their soulmate, but are also fighters, able to withstand. Um, and she will go, we are, unfortunately, about 42 short.
Dude, what the fuck is Debbie doing on Facebook?
She's still posting?
What's going on?
What are
Dude,
you doing looking at
she's
my aunt on Facebook?
no, it's because it's like you have Rachel and Claire responding. She's
What?
done this whole thing about like communism and mask wearing and like
What's going on? Hold on.
my
Where is
aunt.
this?
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, but where? Facebook.
It's under Kelly's post about people in Asian countries wearing masks, and that kind of just that divide, that cultural divide
Got you.
that Americans just can't seem to get. She's like, whatever the Chinese government says is what the people must do. So great, they let the people choose mask or no mask. They still just kill. They still kill you if you disobey any government rules. And then she brings up Muslims and then concentration camps.
Remind everyone that we are live on Twitch right now, and
Yep.
conversations for another time.
Yeah.
Still gonna read this thread, but conversations for another time.
Don't stop letting my aunt ruin D&D. I'm here trying to drop lore on you.
Hey, hey now, Deb. Deb is lore. Okay, this is the lore of our world. This is truth.
I hate y'all. And Gastash will go. We are not unwilling to awaken, but we are unwilling without the numbers.
Is there any possibility of non-Ashina being able to pilot these things?
And she'll go, we have never tried, but it requires a soulmate, and without a soulmate, it is not at full capacity. I would say that it is better than nothing.
I know a few people.
Hmm.
How many do you need to fill?
42.
42.
Piloted by 2 each.
I
But
understand.
be aware, friend Taratha, that it must be primarily Ashina. We intend to repair the schism between us and the Daras, and, well, if some refuse, then I am willing to entertain outsiders, those who are able to pass our trials, because those who cannot pass our trials are not strong enough to battle angels.
I understand. We need contingencies.
Hmm.
Something I specialize in, and yes, I want to fully support this mending between nations. But we can't be foolish, and we can't. I am not a Sheena. I have a friend who's a Sheena, and they can speak to this better than I can. But given what I've learned about the Ashina, my time is, and excuse my language, they can be a bit stubborn.
Hmm.
And so I am not going to put all my eggs in this one basket.
Of course.
And so I'm hoping that we can think about this isolationist stance that you have and take maybe a little bit more liberal approach.
Hmm.
I think we can both agree we need a third meteor, correct?
Correct.
Then you're going to need the help of nations to pull this off.
Taratha, we have survived thousands of years in peace, quiet, without war or bloodshed or crime. I am not going to invite a horde of outsiders, but if there are some you believe are worthy, in small numbers they may attempt. If they fail, we wipe their memory and send them back.
I can work within those parameters. I'm just asking for you to be open.
I am.
Clarifying question, just
Yep.
because I think I might have missed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's only those people that can that can man these
Oop.
things, right?
So pretty much it's only them who have historically manned it. So I'm going to just do like normal person talk because she talks slow as shit. So each Ashina has a soulmate. And
Right,
I'm going
yeah.
to use Ashina, and the Darots also have soulmates, but they have not been able to link it because after they left the Ashina, they were cursed. And it wasn't necessarily like by the elder, it's just they befell a curse that like was just like
Gotcha.
a more natural curse that had several things. One, they were not able to use magic in any way. So no druids, no wizards, no nothing, which is strange because Zola's a wizard. Anyway, then they also were kind of doomed, quote unquote, to have their children in a mortal way, as opposed to being crafted from the weave in the desert. You learn that the Ashina, they do not reproduce through sexual means. They reproduce through magic and sand. And the Ashina, the Darots, they have to have a partner that is able to reproduce with them. So that was another curse that befell them. They also are not able to. Yeah. And then what was I gonna say? I mean, the Ashina have sex. They just don't have to do that to reproduce, so they don't have to go through childbirth. But anyway, what was I gonna say? The Darots also, they can't link up. They can, telepathy and all that stuff that Will has been able to do, but they can't swap bodies at will like the Ashina can. At best, they were able to sort of do what's called night walking, where it's like accidental in a way, and only when like the stars align on a full moon, you're able to swap out, and then like they're kind of really disoriented when that happens. Whereas the Ashina here, it is very common for them to be able to swap bodies with their soulmate, and they're able to now use each other as a resource and not just their own abilities. So what they do in one person's body, well, they'll still sort of remember in a way in a muscle memory. So let's say you have one person that's like a fighter and the other person that's a librarian. The librarian will still have some fighting ability if the fighter ever fights in the librarian's body, but not as well as the fighter themselves. I'm not sure if I explained that well enough to kind of give an idea of what soulmates are. Oh, and then the soulmates it's not a romantic thing. There are soulmates that are also romantic partners, but they are separate from romantic partners. It's actually funny because a lot of times soulmates will pair up with other soulmates as romantic partners. So like these two who are like soulmate group A, soulmate group B become kind of like a polyamorous partnership, more so than soulmate A is like goes to soulmate C, and soulmate C goes to B, and B, all that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. So essentially, they get to Pacific Rim this bitch, and you have to find someone who is drift compatible with you without having the confirmation of soulmateship.
So, if outsiders were able to man these things, what kinds of qualifications would they absolutely need?
Do you mean with? I'm just gonna do regular Kelly voice. Do you mean with each other, or do you mean in terms of being like physical ability?
Either, both.
So in terms of physical ability, they are going to have to come in a group of like say to be able to in a group of 3 to 5 take down the 3 trials that you also took down. In terms of with one another, they would have to be able to fight seamlessly in a way that is similar to how soulmates are able to swap. Like they can, in the middle of battle, swap bodies and just be able to like intuit and jump, kind of jump in and save each other with their own, like know what their strengths and weaknesses are and be able to substitute in real time with, you know.
It's like rock and gravel.
Oh my god.
Yes, that would be so
And they technically passed at least one of the trials.
You can't see my face in my hands right now.
I would ask Mephistopheles for that. I would. It's the thing. Uh, yeah, Tolly like gets this like quirk smile on her face, and in her mind is just like, "Hey, Miss, I know you can't hear me probably, but if you happen to be around, like, rock and gravel though in one of these fucking Warforged, could you please? Could you please?" Like, the trickster in her comes out a little bit with that, but that's fine.
You do not get a response. I will also say, as the DM, the morning comes the next day and they are still there.
Yes. Oh. Ah.
I hate
Tolly's gonna have so
evil
much fun with
so
that shit.
much.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful! Kelly! Oh, you should never have given us this power. So now we need 40, first of all. And
I mean, they still have to do a lot of trading. So, like, essentially,
for
like,
sure.
if you plan on doing this, like, I mean, you're gonna have to spend time repairing the two nations. You would have to, like, get that group, like, any able people. Like, it's a 6 week journey from Vara
Right.
slash, you know, maybe
Don't
4
worry,
or 5.
I already started a list.
Uh huh.
Taken
Yep.
Akavito, duh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The Montgomerys, hello, come on, that'd be adorable.
Wait, the Montgomerys can't fight. They're so low
Yeah,
level.
no,
They're
yeah.
archaeologists. I love them. I absolutely love them. But maybe you could like sneak them in as like, you know, kind of observers. But they would not.
I'm just saying, like that'd be adorable. Just two wives fighting in a fucking warforge. How hot would that be? Come
Oh,
on,
So hot.
absolutely. That's why like a
So
part of
hot.
me is letting them show up, but like they might be doing some other badass shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna contact. So, like, although physically, her
Mhm.
people and the Ashina are not anything alike at all, because Ashina are like magical and shit.
Mhm.
Um, she does think that there are like because couples roam together.
Mhm.
Um, like that's a part of the thing is like once you get married and find a partner, like you can travel. Like one of the tests is that you can travel the desert together without dying.
Nice.
And so she's like, yeah, I have some people.
That is
Like,
awesome. Perfect.
um, so she's definitely gonna send like a sending and be like, eventually, not right this moment, but like
Yeah.
eventually to be like, hey, want to float this and see if anyone wants to come help save the world?
Yup.
uh, Also, I think Ash and Franz and or Ash and Tomas would be hilarious, but I know that's not possible.
I know
So.
that would be amazing.
Or Franz and Tomas also would be hilarious, although I don't think they like each other enough yet.
Tomas is
yeah,
trying.
it would totally be Ash and Franz, and it would just it wouldn't work, but it'd be so much fun.
I promise you, I will give you like a drift compatible thing for the other one. It's just I've been dying to do this Pacific Rim shit for ever since we started
For
this
sure.
thing. Like,
For
Oh,
sure.
yes.
No, this is gonna be so much fun. She's here for this. She's like, I can make this happen.
because the thing is, like, I was like, I can't Pacific Rim in the middle of Taizhou because that's gonna destroy too much. But I can Pacific Rim in the desert when their buildings are the thing, so it's not like you're destroying buildings while having these all-out battles.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't want
Yeah,
to
no,
like
Tolly.
Superman versus Batman this shit, where they destroy all of the city.
All of everything
Yeah.
but then don't destroy all of it because.
Martha!
Thank you, Corey. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed.
Christ.
Exactly where I was going with that. Yeah, one of the worst scenes in Hollywood ever.
Oh my
in
god.
that
It's
scene.
really bad. It's
It's
really bad.
really, really bad. We're friends now because our mom's first names were Martha. Anyway, continuing on. Yeah. So she's like, we can help with this.
And they will go, well, if you are indeed able to help, we can reward you with a great gift. And so they pull out some options for Taratha. Give me 1 second. And you would be able, and they're not giving this to you yet, but they would cover the cost as well. So if you are able to essentially help mobilize troops, you can choose between a scroll of chain lightning, scroll of telepathic bond, or scroll of sunbeam. Um, for Tali, you would be able, they would like grant you the ability to cast mental prison, storm sphere, or conjure celestial, or I changed it to conjure fiend if you ever wanted to use that to get rock and gravel in the future.
Can you say those one more time?
Mental prison, storm sphere, or conjure celestial, which I'm changing to fiend so that you can get rock or gravel um, in the future. So, like, they're staying there, but like, let's say after the Warforged thing go away, and you handle that, you can still conjure them one of them back at a time at will.
Ah.
So you don't have to make your choice now, but you would be rewarded each with one of those things, and they would give you the choice.
I mean, is this like forever? Like we would get this and we just have it?
Yep, you would be able to cast it once per day, not expending a spell slot.
I mean, it's probably gonna be Storm Sphere.
Do you know how powerful chain lightning is?
Oh no, I know. This is meant to be like endgame shit, and also, like,
It's 30d8 if you hit all 3 targets.
I know. But also bear in mind, this is meant to be for like the sort of big finale, like fighting. Like after you do this thing, it's like slight political stuff, and then this particular arc is wrapped up. So I don't mind giving you this shit because I don't have to live with this forever. I just have to live with it like once or twice.
As long as I can get to my 7th level spells, I'll be happy.
Uh-huh.
Because we need 2 Terathas.
God. We do not need 2 Tarathas.
Yes, we do.
All right. Do you have more questions for Gostash or Vawok for now, or because they're here to answer it. You know, there's they say that before they kind of hash out the details of this particular thing, they need to talk to Willow and kind of debrief her, see what get the scoop from the Daroths, as it were. So they're not sure what extent they are going to be looking for you to gather new outside forces or to help facilitate the break between the Ashina and the Daroths. But if you have questions about the city, about things in general, they are friendly towards you.
So, what are you aiming to do once you get to this dream plane? Are you trying to relinquish your mortal minds?
We are unsure. For many thousands of years, our job was to protect the weave, and we will continue to do so. We know not whether it would be more advantageous from the land of our ancestors in the plane of dreams, or here. But at least once we open the portal and send a third calamity, we will be able to move more freely.
How can we ensure that, I mean, the calamity, it's weird. I'm sorry, it's weird to hear that you may have so much control over this, because on our end, it's it's been chaotic.
Hmm.
It's been a site of uncertainty. How can we ensure after the third meteor nothing else might disrupt us, or even worse, seal us back into a dark age?
It is not the calamities that sealed us, but the higher powers that be. We are freeing this world by the calamities and, unfortunately, through chaos. But sacrifices must be made, unfortunately, to preserve this planet.
Don't get me wrong, I thrive in chaos, and the more I muck around in it, I believe it's only because of chaos that any of us can have a sense of agency. Because in chaos there is opportunity. Any other system is total. But I am looking for, I guess, a fail-safe, but that might be wishful thinking, you know?
There.
Part of me, there's a part of me where, as much as I enjoy seeing this world unshackled, unbound, the thing about contingencies, it's an effort to have a sense of control. And I don't know where that comes from inside of me. Wanting this unbound freedom, but wanting to have a measure of control around it.
She'll put her hand up just for a moment and then gesture towards one of the younger. Because most of them here are like older. They are the absolute oldest, the two that have spoken, at like, grandma, wrinkles and wispy hair. And then there's some that look to be in like their 40s or 50s, and some that are in their 20s. But then there is one that is around 12, 13 years old. And when she is gestured to, she stands up and she'll walk over to you. And Goztash will go, "If you would permit Coen to demonstrate the importance of opening this world, it will not hurt, I assure you. But she will have to touch you."
I reach out my hand.
So Coen looks at your hand and she gives like a shy like laugh, like, "No, that's not it." And she didn't mean to smile and laugh, but it was just like kind of too funny. And she will reach up and instead like grab like your shoulder, and like her thumb will find a pressure point. And in like the finale of Avatar where that rock hits.
Nope.
What?
Okay, to be fair though, really, you want to be the person who hasn't seen, die in the hell of haven't seen something? You haven't seen Star Wars.
Okay, there's a reason for that.
Okay, that I'm not saying that's not a valid reason. I'm just saying you can't give me shit.
I can give you shit for not seeing
Avatar.
Avatar. But anyway, she presses her thumb in like just the right spot, and it's like opening your sinuses for your magic. And like you didn't realize like how it was like kind of taught and kind of restricted in a way. And as soon as she just kind of like digs her thumb in just a little bit, it's just like just feels really good. Like you could feel the magic, and you know it's always there, but now you're just it just feels right. And Quen will go, "You have no control over this, but it is right." And then she'll slowly.
Over it.
I'm sorry?
And I just said, but you have control over it.
Yes. Sometimes when you feel like you don't have control, it's really someone else who is pulling the strings. Sometimes you have to trust that those pulling the strings are doing it in your favor.
I guess it all comes down to benevolent
An elephant.
an elephant monarchy, eh?
And Quen will pull back, and Gostash will go, "So, chaos and lack of control is in reality control that is out of our hands."
That's what I assumed. But maybe in the course of all this, I can pluck one thread of the weave and actually make some real change.
Well, only time will tell. And Tali, Quen goes up to you, and she stands in front and she goes, "There is someone who I know would like to see you."
Tali gets this very surprised look on her face. Just like, okay.
And just right before your eyes, you see her demeanor change. She's like very kind of poised and just walks very elegantly. And in that moment, she goes from standing up nice and tall and proud to this sort of like this idiot bit of a slouch. And you hear in a different voice, "Well, hi, Tali."
Yeah, so as soon as she starts to slouch, Tali gets this like just like immediate, oh, okay, gotcha, gotta know. And she says, "Oh, neat. Hi."
I see you made it through the desert.
As I do.
Yeah, I knew you would. Took you a little long, though.
Well, that's what happens when you use a guide.
did, did you fight the dragon?
Yeah, she was pretty epic.
Yeah, she's real nice. I really wanted to tell you about it, but Quen said I had to keep it quiet, and if I told you, well, then that would be spoiling it, and you might not have gotten let in.
Well, loyalty is everything, friend.
Yeah.
It's important to be loyal to those you are connected to.
That's why I want to talk to you, but we'll talk later.
Anytime.
All right, you be well.
Hey, before you go.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
And
proud of you for making it through the desert.
Big old beaming smile. And she points to her head, and she goes, "Well, I had Quen's help, but it's only because I learned how to." And she kind of does this sort of like moving her hands back and forth, swippy swap.
Pretty cool power.
Yeah. All right. I'm sure. And she looks back at the elders, who look mildly annoyed. Not because she's, a Daroth, but just because like she's interrupting this meeting. And both her and Quen are at fault for this. But she'll go, I'll leave you to it. And back to Quen. She stands up tall, and gives a small smile and, very quickly goes back to where she belongs. And I think we'll leave it at that for now. Because it
Sounds
is
good.
5 o'clock. I know that we're down to the wire, but any comments, anything you wanted to talk about?
Oh God. I'm excited for a little game of political intrigue.
I'm always down for that.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm really pumped because like you are going to have to deal with political intrigue with the Ashina,
mm,
and then you'll have to deal with later political intrigue with the with Vara, like separately from this thing. But hopefully the interlude of Pacific Rim Desert Edition will make up for that.
Hell
I have been dying to DM something Pacific Rim like since I've seen the movie.
I
First movie, so good, so good. Second movie, awful,
I did not
terrible.
see it. The second one.
It's basically Power Rangers.
Oof.
It's bad. Like it's bad. Like the first, there's so much weight to the first movie. Like it even though it's sci-fi, like it feels weighty and real, given the world that they're in. The second movie is just like it's fucking like acrobats and it's bad. Yeah,
Mm.
don't watch it. Anywho,
I
today's
don't know how
session was
much.
fun.
Yeah, today's session was awesome. I don't know how much Tolly's gonna have to do in political intrigue, but I'm interested. I, as a player, am interested to just see where it goes for sure.
Mhm. I'm now very interested in seeing what Tali does with rock and gravel.
Oh my God, she's so excited. Uh, she's like trying not to care about them, but
Uh-huh.
like really
Because you
cares
know what
about them
happens
a
when you
lot.
care.
Well, yes, exactly. Her the gods fucking destroy it.
Dude,
Like,
like, oh my god, when care is like a source of trauma.
yeah,
So good. By so
yeah.
good, I mean really, really bad. But oh my god,
But
it's so
really,
good.
really bad. But we're pretending it's fine. Yeah, no. She's like so happy that they're like sentient and like she can talk to them, and she's like so here.
Yup.
She is so here for these fucking chain devil friends. Like the massive difference between Ash and fucking Tolly seen here in this moment. Yeah, she is. This is gonna be so much fun. She also really wants them to like be able to like man one of these fucking Warforged.
Yup.
So excited for that.
Um,
Yup. There's gonna be
super
a lot
super.
of like sort of like off the screen, or not off the screen, but just like not played out in depth. But like
Yeah,
whoever you're going to try and be drift compatible with, there's gonna be like blindfolded fights and all these other like trust exercises and shit like that. So like whoever
yeah.
you choose as your like soulmate um for a drift compatible
Uh,
person.
Taratha, get ready. Tolly is 100% gonna be like, so, but like a Warforged though? Like,
Yep, 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 yep.
you wanna, like, can we do this? Like, are you in? Like, I know you're not a fighter, but like, are you in? Cause I'm in, and I think we should do this. Like,
Oh, if we do it, I'm gonna like center animate objects around us. So we're gonna
oh
have
my,
like these like spikes circling around us while we're fighting. It's gonna be fucking magnificent.
can you just like imagine like the ridiculousness that is gonna be like their combined power? It's gonna, it's gonna be some shit.
Like spoiler alert, you are going to be operating a Warforged with a Warforged stats. Like you are going to have some immense shit, and these colossal Warforged are like challenge rating 25.
Yeah, we are
Fucking
gonna like
bonkers.
so much fucking wrecking, like so much wrecking, and I am
And that's why
ah
they desperately need to be able to cast 7th level spells so that there can be 2 of them.
Hmm.
Simulacrum.
I mean,
Let's fucking
like
go.
I'm really like looking forward to like okay, so here's my question. If I make a blade wall,
Mm-hmm.
can you use those blades for that spell?
Um, I think I technically could. Technically, like I could like animate them. The issue is it then takes on the properties outlined on the animate object spell list.
Yeah, but like,
So,
could we convince the DM to allow those blades
mm,
to have their own thing because we're doing a combo attack?
Well, without getting
That's
into
the question.
the weeds, you would have to choose either to do
into the
your
weeds.
well of like the like what you could potentially do in battle. You would either have to operate the Warforged collectively, or use your turn to what's it called, to cast a spell.
That's what the simulacrum is for.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying with tallies. But what was I gonna say? Make sure that you look at the spell components because you are going to have to get that stuff delivered probably. So it's just what's that?
Yeah.
Do you need one more level up to get that?
I think so. Yeah, I think at 13th.
Okay.
Check.
Yeah, because you will be at 13th, but for this fight, but there's going to be some time before this fight.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can bank on that and have that stuff delivered and all that stuff. But just note the.
Yep, 13th level. I get 7th level.
All right.
I
And that is
mean,
for a creature, not a construct, as a heads up, or a
Oh
humanoid
yeah.
beast, or. But
What I
anyway.
would do is I'm making Taratha would make a copy of herself,
Oh yeah.
and so basically, second Taratha, who basically can cast 6th level spells and down, um, is going to be like a concentration bot.
Yep. Absolutely. Um, what was I gonna say? I'll get there. But yeah, you would have to like uh, Taratha, not Simulacrum Taratha. You'd have to choose between operating the Warforged or casting a spell, and you would have to like the two of you will share an initiative at that point. So you won't have a separate initiative, and at the start of every initiative, I'm having the two kind of soulmates message me spell or attack, and if you message me two different things, then it's going to be a botched.
I'm just
I want
saying,
friendly
just
reminder.
saying.
Uh huh.
Animate objects is a bonus action to hit.
Oh yeah, no, that stuff is fine. I'm talking about using your action, and
I'm
there's gonna be.
I'm
Go
I'm
ahead.
I'm just saying that if we get like a wand of haste or like something like that, like we could potentially do
You would not.
both. That's all I'm saying.
Mm, these are things that you're not proficient in. I'm not going to bank on it. I'm not going to be a total buzzkill either. But
I'll take haste next level. It'll be fun.
hmm.
Nah.
Um,
Oh.
yeah, I am so pumped for this though. Even though it's probably, a month or two away, but so pumped.
I would also like to argue that we've been leveling up once every couple of months, and it has been 6 weeks in game. Just throwing it out there.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. Not happening. If you could either tell me now or send me a list of the people that you would be calling in, that would be helpful for planning for me.
like
Cleveland
Because
Octavito. That's an
mhm.
easy
we
one.
can send a we should send a
Uh,
list probably, huh?
Mm,
Huh?
yeah,
Maybe.
a list would
let's get
help.
Zola up in this bitch.
I mean, Zola in part is already here, but you could ask for Zola. Whether or
We get
not Willow will
Alistair.
let.
I mean, so the thing is
Mhm.
Willow just basically like said her daughter can just do whatever. Like, she's an adult now. If she
That's
like
true.
decides to leave the desert by herself, that's her prerogative. So Tali is no longer asking Willow permission to do anything with Zola. She would just send a message to Zola, being like, "Hey, want to come? A couple of people are leaving about this time. If you want to come out and with them, like." Because if Zola, like, if Willow had been like oh shit, like she had reacted differently to Zola running away,
Mm-hmm.
Tali would continue to ask, but she's not gonna ask anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Nice. I'm pumped.
it's gonna be fun. So good. We gotta 80 people out here though.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not meant to be all like NPCs that you've gathered. So like, don't get me wrong. Like, this is where you could get the NPCs and put them in a setting that you think is fun. But like, some of those.
Captain Bach, let's go.
He's level 1. But I mean, you could get
Why?
people. Go ahead.
Just hate on these low-level people. Small people can make big change.
I know, but you're sending Captain Bach to an ancient dragon that almost made you all beef it.
I never even got bloodied in that fight.
That's funny.
Like, I literally never made it to bloodied throughout all 3 trials.
That's awesome.
Like,
But
Dude, Eastong is like laying into Debbie.
get him. I love it. All right, I'm gonna have us go off Twitch, and then we could debrief on
cool.
the Deb.
On the dip. All right.
Wait,
with that,
and also,
bye y'all.
Also, are we supposed to? Bye, everybody.
All right, peace out.